Of an 8-foot-tall bronze statue of a goat-headed Satan. Most of the people here agree with the teachings of the Satanic Temple, the group responsible for the event.
It's here, it's in Detroit, and this is fantastic that we get to experience this and we get to see this amazing statue be unveiled for all the world to see.
I'm just excited to see my Lord and Savior Baphomet represented in such glorious Italian stone. I do hope his eyes gaze upon me and that my allegiance is recognized. I don't know. Notice me, senpai, notice me.
Jesus!
Protesters took the heavy rainfall as some sort of sign and even brought their own statue of an angel crushing the devil.
Part of me wishes that angel statue would come to life, and King Baphomet would rise, and two eternal juggernauts would do battle right here in the middle of the city. But for what is this battle raging, you ask? I don't know. What stands at the center? To that I say, my soul is at the center, offered up to the ageless ones, only to be torn in twain.
The unveiling here in Detroit is historic. The Satan statue has never before been seen publicly. The Satanic Temple says the statue is a symbol for what they advocate, the separation of church and state.
It's like you can't have one without the other, you know? Like I'm equal parts God and the devil. A cloak of shame covers this man, and only supreme light will wash my body clean. But how could that light possibly reach me with the thick clouds of indecency that surround my poor soul? So I carry my wrongdoings on my back like some kind of tormented hiker, lost in the hills of misfortune, looking desperately for that peak to rescue him from the valley of depraved habitual self-pleasuring. But again, I find nothing except for sweaty, devastated loneliness and 1,000 judging eyes staring back at me from the cover of a stolen Victoria's Secret catalog. I didn't take your mail, Mrs. Pemberton. Stop asking me that. Leave me alone! I don't know. Satan's pretty cool.
See, look at that promotion. Shit, speaking of that, there was a, on the other side, not going with the God, going more with the devil. He just showed me a fucking crazy, really crazy video of people bringing up a satanic statue in Detroit. And there's a guy who you guys should know.
Notice me, senpai.
Yeah, senpai is such an anime reference too. Like, I definitely know this kid is, he's if he is crazy, he definitely is my kind of crazy. Cause
I think that's a character though, I don't think that's really him.
It's hilarious. We'll definitely put it in here so you can see some of that fucking video. I can't really say many more stuff about that except for the fact that it's hilarious.
Because you can't really, he says a lot. So
and I can't imitate it. This is a really weird white guy. Like, he's like one of the weirdest white guys I've seen in a long ass time.
I don't know.
Yeah, he says I don't know a lot. Before I forget, definitely get the Mac Miller album. Good AM is really good. He got overshadowed because What a Time to Be Alive came out at the same time, and of course people are gonna ride with Drake and Future. You know what I mean? First, it's to the point now where almost anything these guys do. Like, I'm pretty sure if Future literally shat on a record, it somehow would be played, and people would like it. They might go platinum. There's actually a crow in Jumpman. You ever heard Jumpman?
I have.
Dope man, dope man, dope. There's an actual crow like in the beat, and people want the crow to be in more songs. Like, have the crow, you know, make an appearance.
That's right. Meow the Jewels dropped too.
I saw the video.
You did?
Yeah.
I haven't heard any of it yet.
The video is actually not all meowed though. It's not like every single beat is meowed. It's more or less like they kind of play with it. So some songs do, some songs don't.
Makes sense.
In the video, there's like cats destroying like a city and shit. Which is, I mean, the fact that they got 50 grand from the fans to make an album where all the music is changed into cat noises. I mean, Run the Jewels is probably the better success story than Fetty Wap. Mm-hmm. In my opinion. I got nothing against Fetty Wap because I like the song Is It Alright? Or again, Would You Be Mine Again, Baby?
I don't know that one.
I saw...
Yeah, baby. I want you to be mine again, baby. I know my lifestyle is driving you crazy. I cannot see myself without you. We call them fans down, girl, you know we do. I go out of my way to please you. I go out of my way.
I saw Joe Budden sing it in the Hot 97 interview, and I listened to the song and I liked it. It doesn't even sound like rap. It sounds like really fucked up R&B. It's something about it that I like. Yeah.
Sounds about right.
I don't hate Fetty Wap so much. I just got tired of My Way. I heard it too much. And the song is so old. Like Hotline Bling is old. Hotline Bling I've been playing since. Hotline Bling and Back to Back actually dropped the same day.
They did.
So people are just real late to that. Plus,
When Hotline Bling first came out, I was like, alright.
I like Hotline Bling. I don't think it's the best thing ever.
It gets played enough that you get a feel for it, but I didn't think it was the most amazing song reference. My girlfriend loved it though.
I like the song. I don't know why it's such a huge sensation. Plus, everybody's remixing it. The Erykah Badu remix is pretty dope, though.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that remix is pretty cool. And then the original guy feels kind of like left out now because it was his single first with Cha Cha. I like the Cha Cha. And when it first came out, I mean, it was known as a remix to Dram's Cha Cha. Drake just happened to rename the song.
Mm-hmm.
And so I got.
What happens when you're that much more known and powerful?
Yeah. And the thing is, before the song became a hit, it was well known that it was a remix to Dram's song. I guess
it's like if Eminem did a Meek Mill song, it would be Eminem's song now.
Right, and then Eminem renames it. Like if Meek's title is Gunplay, Eminem makes it 50 Bullets, and you only know 50 Bullets.
Mm-hmm.
And I was getting into arguments with people because they're like, look, Drake steals everything, he steals the song. I'm like, nah, he told you it was a remix. If Erykah Badu renames her remix, it would be the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
If the remix got that big. But of course, Drake knows what he's doing. He's definitely playing the game like a game of chess because if you watch the video, some of the dance moves were just meant to be retarded. Like it was meant to be mean. I mean, there's memes of him playing tennis now,
yes.
Lightsabers. He's got Pokeballs coming out of his hands. It was pretty smart, and it kind of it showed the duality of the character because you have the not gangster, but you have Drake in battle mode. You have Trapper Drake, as Joe Budden calls him, where he's with Future, and now you have the silly I'm dancing around Drake. Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
It just covers a good like spectrum of the game. Kind of like something that Kanye would do. Kanye would drop a song like "Fuck the White Man," but then he'll make a song like "Ooh, bitch, that came in your mouth." Like he'll just play with that type of.
That was perfect, Kanye.
Bitch, that came in your mouth. But speaking of Kanye, when is he gonna drop Swish?
Once the Yeezy line is done.
Are people falling off of Kanye because it's taking too long? I heard
No.
my girlfriend's little sister, she's 19, and she said that Travis Scott is kind of taking the
Kanye's space.
Yeah, because he's constantly coming out with shit. Kanye's not really. I mean, he dropped 2 remixes the other day.
You did?
Yeah, he dropped the remix to the Tell Your Friends by The Weeknd. It was cool. It was better than Drake's. Did you hear Drake's remix to Tell Your Friends? It's garbage.
Yeah.
It's garbage. It's really, really, really bad. And he says evolve, and everybody thought he was talking to a Pokemon. He's like, evolve, evolve. They're like, this is trash, Drake. This is garbage. Why did you even put this out? Hopefully the SoundCloud link is unavailable at this point. It's pretty trash. In other news, though, yesterday was the 10th anniversary of Camron getting shot at Howard's homecoming in his Lambo, and he got shot in both arms. Rumor has it that Cam saw the guy throw up the diamond sign before shooting him. That's what Cam says.
Hearing that.
So Cam truly believes that Jay-Z set him up to get shot, and that it was not to kill him, but to take back the Rockefeller chain. I'm going to quote the one of my favorite people from Twitter, Deez is nice. John Lennon got shot and died. Camron got shot and drove himself to a hospital in a Lambo. No comparison. So, Camron goes to the hospital. He's got some nerve damage and shit. He pretty much says that when Dame made Cam president, he tried to make Cam president, but Cam wanted $750,000 to do it. He couldn't give him the money, so Cam left. I guess when Jay got wind that Cam would become the president, he felt a little bit slighted. You know, Jay never really liked Cam. Cam always made fun of Jay, so Jay had him shot.
I still remember the video and he had JJ playing him.
I mean, I think Jay did it. I feel like it's ballsy to shoot anybody in DC because there's cops like in the bushes, but I do think that Jay had a hand in that. And I think the shit that Cam said is probably true about how like Jay would come to the studio and feel awkward. Because I think Cam's aura, as far as him as a person, is bigger than Jay. Because Jay's always been the silent guy to Dame.
Right.
So when you put, but see, Dame can't rap. You know, when you put Jay with another artist, and the artist is going against him, making fun of him in that big of a space, I can see Jay get clowned.
Well, yeah, you know, that was kind of, it was Dipset taking over. So, you know, if I was Jay, I wouldn't be too excited about that either.
I mean, despite the fact that Jay still had crazy albums coming out, though. Like, Jay was still killing it on that level.
Yeah, but Dipset was a strong enough force that they could have pushed Rockefeller out of the way. I mean, if they're on Rockefeller, they can do that, but they could have pushed, like...
Jay out the way?
What Jay was doing with State Proper at the time. Because it was about right around the same time that was happening.
It's a big influx of Philly rappers. A whole bunch of, like, Aki Beards and Petey Crack coming through. And Cam as a president in Def Jam, given the right amount of leeway, he would have taken, quote unquote, he would have taken New York back, and he would have became the king of New York. Because it would have been like, who's really moving for New York except for Cam and Dipset? Because you wouldn't say Jay because Jay was surrounded by Philly niggas, and that's the only reason he was hot. You know what I mean? I didn't even thought about that one.
Like if I put myself in Jay's shoes and I came from the '90s where this king of New York shit mattered, Cam posed a threat to Jay being the king of New York. Because Dipset had it, and they was all from New York. Like that would have been the first thing that Cam went to. It's like, nigga, we on, you know what I mean, 145th every day. You not in New York. You know what I mean? Or if you are, you're in Soho.
And that logic kind of makes sense. And then Cam went to say that Jay stole everything from The Rock when he left, despite the fact that Dame kept the masters for Reasonable Doubt. Cam says he stole Kanye from Dame. He stole Rockaware from Dame. He stole Rock from Dame. And, you know, it's funny because I feel like Jay is such a vindictive kind of person, or at least powerful enough to know how to shut shit down, which is really what Kingdom Come's about. That song, Dig a Hole, is really about Dipset.
Yeah, it is.
It's all about Dipset. He keeps calling them little niggas, you know what I mean, young niggas, and they can't play chess with Jay. Just the same way Meek can't play chess with Drake. He can't compete with it, regardless of personality. I think that's where the great starts to come from, like that level of warplay. You know, like he doesn't even allow anybody from Dipset in the 4040s. He probably doesn't even allow certain radio stations to play Dipset music. He really drowned them out to a point where they kind of like.
How long has 4040 been in business?
I would say at least 10 years, 12 years.
Pretty good.
And to ban them from all of them, you know, they gotta feel it. To not play any of the Dipset songs in any of the clubs, they gotta feel it. And it's, especially if you're in a 4040 in Harlem, and you can't go in there, and all of Dipset's taken out of the playlist.
There's one in Harlem?
I don't know. But I do remember one time where I think Funkmaster Flex was DJing somewhere in New York. He tried to spin a Cam record, and then Jay talked to him about it. And then they don't play any Cam records. They don't play a lot of Dipset, really. You know what I mean? Like, he took that thing out. He karate kicked his career in the show shot, son, and it was over. Like, he really, which is probably gonna happen to Meek. I don't think Drake's gonna do it. Drake played chess with Meek so well, he started beef in a different state outside of himself. He made Philly niggas turn on Meek, and he's in Canada.
I mean, that's what happens when you buy a school out there.
I mean,
or whatever he did.
Yeah, it was so much shit going on with that. Actually, that's the reason I'm back on Twitter, because of all entertainment things. But for me personally, it was the Sixes, like the Conspiracy Nut, the cover, right? The Phillies lost to the Blue Jays on that cover by 6. The same day. Well, of course, everybody knows that Drake sent Charlamagne 6 bottles. Everything in the song is true. And then that same day he dropped the song, the Toronto Blue Jays and the Phillies played.
Won by 6, right?
They won by 6. You can't even predict that one. Yeah, he dropped the song at 4 in the morning. The two rival fucking countries go at it, and he went by 6. I mean, it was just, I don't know, I just thought that was crazy. And I went home that night, and I turned the TV.
And Lethal Weapon was on back-to-back, right?
Yeah. That was just mind-blowing to me. That was mind-blowing. And then when Wale talking about, if you really listen to him, not calling him a bitch, because that's pretty much all Meek did in his song. He was just like, fuck you, T.I.'s guy peed on you, which is probably true.
You see T.I. was asked that? Right?
Yeah.
Like Hot 97 or something, he just kind of moved on?
Yeah, because I think The dude that pissed on Drake, I don't think he literally pissed on him. I think he splashed on him.
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
Yeah, at the Taker's movie premiere. And the guy supposedly had just got out the pen.
Right.
So he fucking with ex-con. He's probably a little bit off. He probably got him drugs and bitches, so he's probably just gone. I can imagine Drake being like, this is the one dude.
It's not worth it.
Yeah, because I can get killed in here. You know what I'm saying? From an ex-con. And T.I. just hangs out with everybody. The T.I. is like the hood pop, like the hood diplomat. Like, this nigga can walk through any hood, almost like Snoop, and just no problems with nobody. Killers, non-killers, old ladies, poodles, pumpkin spice lattes, kale, you know, all that shit. Oh my God, it's crazy. It's really crazy. And if you haven't seen it yet, definitely watch the DJ Khaled interview on Hot
I
97.
think you were telling me about that. I still haven't seen it.
Khaled goes off. Pretty much Khaled saying, how you gonna go against me? I'm great. I only fuck with greatness. I've dropped consistent bombs every year, but I guess, I mean, how do you feel about Khaled? Do you like Khaled?
I never really cared. He
I
was
never got a
he was
Khaled album.
annoying to me.
All the yelling and screaming?
We the best. Like I never liked DJs that I didn't see DJ, but I always heard them.
Oh, like Flex.
Yeah, so it almost feels like you're not really a DJ. You're somebody who wants to be a rapper but can't rap. So you make sure that your voice is heard all the time so that you're a personality like a rapper. But you're not even representing the core cultural element of being a DJ in the first place. Like, let me see you spin some records. Like, for real. Like, not let me see a video clip of you looking like you're spinning records. Like, let me see you spin a set. Which is not to say that DJ Khaled hasn't done that. I'm pretty sure he has. But I have no familiarity of him as a DJ. I only have familiarity of him as a guy on records with Rick Ross saying we the best.
I didn't know either until I actually started like watching him talk about it. He was DJing in like the 90s.
I know, I believe that. I believe that.
He
I
was
don't think
DJing
anybody that's DJ so-and-so getting shine right now wasn't DJing like Westwood was DJing heavy.
Yeah,
But-
yeah. And not to say anything against Flex, but Flex's DJ set is pretty impressive. I saw Flex DJ at Summer Jam. I lost my goddamn mind, son. He spins pretty well. And when you see DJ Khaled live, it is a certain energy to it because you don't know it's gonna come out on stage. And they make it a certain way where, let's say it's DJ Khaled and like, I don't know, T-Pain. While they're doing their whole set, the background gets filled with people, and then Busta Rhymes will come out and sing a song, or Cam will come out.
Yeah.
And it definitely, I can sort of see why Khaled was so upset, because he does bring a certain energy. And you can't really, I don't know, if you see Khaled live, it's a sight to see. It really is, because he knows so many artists. He could damn near bring Jay-Z out, you know what I'm saying? Like,
no, that makes sense.
yeah, Khaled, I fuck with you, Khaled, even though you're a fat, overzealous.
Even though I fucked your bitch, you fat motherfucker.
Get money. We should have played that at the wedding. That'd have been so great.
Yeah.
It would have definitely divided the room.
I'm still mad I missed them playing Method Man.
Oh, they played Method Man?
That's what y'all told me. That like when me and Christina were upstairs, they were playing "You're All I Need."
I can't remember now. I do know that Schultz made that playlist though.
Yeah.
And it was some pretty good songs in there. You would have thought that was from that DJ, who was like a fat white guy, who was killing
He
it
was
though.
doing his thing.
He was just in the cut, like kind of looked like the fat dude in the South Park
He was
episode.
like, "Watch me get up with this one."
Boom. And we had to get Baby Come Back to play. That shit was pretty great. Did you want to cover any movies? I know we haven't talked about Holy Mountain yet.
Yeah, but I haven't seen it in a while. I mean, we can talk about it.
No,
So you did see it.
I haven't seen it in a while either. I haven't seen it in a long time. But it's a fucking weird movie though.
Yeah. What did you think of it? Because I love that movie.
When I first saw it, it was funny because it was
Alejandro Jodorowsky
no, I
is the
you're right.
director.
And supposedly George Harrison was supposed to be in it, but he backed out. But he did give him
He
some
said,
money.
"I am not going to let you wash my ass on film."
I wouldn't do it either. But when I watched it, it definitely seemed like in the same vein as like A Clockwork Orange, Cannibal Holocaust. Like it's one of those cult movies that you kind of force yourself to watch.
Yeah, that was the reason I watched it. I was literally at one point I was looking online. I said, "What are the most difficult films to watch?" And I kept hearing about a Serbian film, and I kept
Never
seeing.
watched it yet.
I kept seeing reviews. I saw it. It wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. It's fucked up. It's a fucked up movie.
I heard about it.
But it wasn't as bad as I thought it was.
The cover is a white dude, and it's like a split over his body, right? And like the cover art.
I don't think so. Not the cover art that I've seen.
No?
But,
That guy came out with something new recently.
It's a retired porn star taking his last gig in order to feed his family, and the gig is like this interactive porn thing where he shows up to a building with an earplug in. They shoot him with, I think, bull Viagra, and
You have Viagra for bulls?
I guess probably because you're breeding them, and he has the cameraman following him around, and the guy in his ear is literally telling him what to do next, and that's how they shoot the porno.
Doesn't he fuck a baby or something?
He doesn't, but the director is really excited about his new venture, which he believes is the new artistic height of porn, which he calls newborn porn. And then he shows him a video of this woman giving birth, and a guy takes the baby, and then you see the guy pull his pants down. And you don't see him fuck the baby. You hear screams and baby cries, and you like see his pants down with his ass out. You see him going like this next to the pregnant mother who just like clearly gave birth. So you know that he's fucking the baby. And you see the baby's head at one point. It's probably like an animatronic baby. So you see like this up, and it's like, you see the guy doing this. And it's like, wow. So that happens.
It's the American Sniper baby.
I don't want to give it away. I didn't see that. I don't want to give it away. But
he kind of already did.
No, I didn't. I didn't give away the worst part. I'm not going to.
There's a worse part than baby fucking.
Actually, there is. There is.
How low on the level of morality do you go where there's a worse scene than baby fucking?
Well, if I told you, I'd give it away. But
don't give it away.
No, I'm not. I'm not going to. But there's decapitation in there. There's rigor mortis.
Till you fucking dead people.
I think he does at one point.
Wow.
There's
what country was this?
Serbia. And the funny thing is,
I even ask that
several high-profile actors from the Serbian like film market or demographic are in the film, which was the director's commentary on what's happening to the people there. So if a bunch of high-profile, it's like if a director wanted to do a film about the disgusting underworld of American politics, and his approach to it is this film about bestiality, and Tom Hanks gets on board, and Leonardo DiCaprio gets on board, and Steven Spielberg, like all these high-profile people. So when I was reading about it, it was like there has to be some merit to it because a lot of big-name people put their name behind it.
What's a normal Serbian name? Like Hasmalaka? No, that's not Serbian.
I'm not even gonna try. But
Serbian film.
But yeah, so I was looking up films, and I kept seeing Serbian film. And when I watched all the reviews were like, the person who made this film deserves to be burned alive. It shouldn't even exist. You shouldn't watch it. People looking it up on the internet shouldn't be looking it up. Like they were just going in on it.
Is it worse than Human Centipede?
I didn't see Human Centipede, but the way people describe it, they say it is.
I tried watching Human Centipede. I'm not gonna lie. It's one of those movies that like just fucks up the rest of your day because you can't. It's almost like Two Girls, One Cup. In the same sense as you can't get. You know what? They do a great job of disgusting you in today's time, where it's very hard to be disgusted. It's very difficult for you to be turned off by something today. So for you to make something that repulsive to the point where I can't, it's like I have to take a shower to get it off me, well done. Well done. Because you really had to sit there and edit this. You had to sit there and watch 8 hours of baby fucking and go, no, we need this angle of the baby's head. Like, you had to.
That's kind of the point where it's like whatever's going on in Serbia is like so extreme that presenting a film like that. I mean, I get it on a metaphorical sense. You're saying that from the moment somebody's born in Serbia, they're fucked, and that's the point you're saying.
Basically.
But anyway, I was looking that up, and at first I was like, I'm not gonna watch Baby Pimps. I'm not gonna watch.
Was it produced by Jared?
Right. Jared West Subway was like, I'm in.
Yeah. Here's my donation.
So I saw people were like, Serbian film is insane, you shouldn't even look for it. Then they were like, there's a film called Martyrs, that's a tough one. They said there's a film called Cannibal Holocaust, which I have but I haven't watched. I know it's good.
It's dry.
But I know Cannibal Holocaust, they ended up going to court because they thought they actually killed somebody, right?
I didn't hear that part.
That's what I read, was that they have a scene that was so realistic that they had to go to court to prove that they didn't kill anybody.
Was Kill List on that list?
No, I haven't heard of Kill List.
Kill List is pretty interesting. It's It's deemed a horror movie, and it's weird, and it has its horror elements to it, but the end of the movie is pretty devastating. You know what I'm saying?
The other one was called Salo or 120 Days, I think, and I think it's supposed to be like a whatever it is. Like I really can't bring myself to watch it because just from the little bit I hear about it, whatever it is, it's like it sounds like it's like a concentration camp or an all boys school or something, and somewhere in the film it just becomes all about sodomy. And just hearing that, I'm like, I'm good. You know what I mean? Like, there's certain films where I'm like, I just want to see if I'm tough enough to watch it. And it's crazy, right? Because I don't draw the line at baby fucking. I'm like, baby fucking, I'll do it.
Shit.
But like,
what are you, married?
To hear that the entire film at one point just dissolves into it's just a bunch of sodomy. I think I saw like a screenshot or something like that, and you just see like a bunch of bare asses and people bent over, and and it looks like these guys who look like Nazi stormtroopers are like walking by them, and I'm like, I don't want to know where this goes because this just sounds like it's not going to be. It's not like it's one thing. Like, okay, so did you see the audition? Because they talk about the audition.
I seen parts of it. It's pretty graphic.
The hardest part for me with the audition was when she's sawing off his foot. Now that stays on screen for like maybe, I'd be surprised if it was 15 seconds. But I feel like with one at 120 Salo or however you call it, I feel like it's going to be like 5-10 minutes of just like this shot of anal penetration, this shot of anal penetration. Here are the people over there cowering. Here's the guy like, you're next. Like, dude, I'm good.
Now that we're on this topic, have you ever seen the movie Tusk?
No, that's Kevin Smith, right?
Oh my God!
I just downloaded it, but I didn't watch it yet because this is the most recent film.
Ow! How much should I tell you that?
Don't tell me anything. Don't tell me anything. But it's crazy. What's it about?
Oh man! All right, so Tusk is ironically about a podcaster who
because that's what I know. He was talking about. It was about podcasting.
He watches a YouTube video of a kid that like hurts himself or something. He goes to meet the kid, but the kid flakes on him. Right? He ends up running into this sort of pamphlet in the bathroom that takes him to this old man's house. So this old man has all these crazy stories. Starts off pretty normal. Turns out that the old man
been smoking a lot of weed, yo. Because it sounds a lot like his last movie.
It's disgusting.
Sounds like Red State.
He basically was saved by a walrus. I mean, he was in the Navy, right? So
the old man.
Yeah, he believes that walruses are kind of like the god of animals, and he turns Justin Long into a human walrus. But mind you, that happens the first 30 minutes.
Justin Long is not the guy who played the doctor in Idiocracy.
Justin Long is from He's Not That Much Into You. He's also in he's in Undeclared with a very very fat Seth Rogen. Yeah, but I can't
remember the doctor.
I can't remember if it's him or not.
I feel like I know who Justin Long is.
Anyways, he turns Justin Long into a walrus in the first act. There's an hour of him training Justin Long
to be
who's become, just making a man a walrus is already disgusting enough, because it's like you have to take certain bones out, you have to take out, like, the arms have to go, the skin has to be rearranged, you have to put in the teeth, you have to take out like some of the skin. Like, yo, it's not for the faint of heart. And it goes very, very, very far. I mean, there's even like damn near sex scenes on it. Like, it goes far, my nigga. After I watched it, it actually scared me watching that more than The Ring damn near. And The Ring scared the life out of me.
The Ring was not scary to me.
I saw it in the movie theater. Name of the Darkness.
Maybe in the movie theaters it was scary, but The Ring was not as scary
Tusk
to me.
It's not as disgusting as Human Centipede because there's no like ass to mouth shit going on, but it
yeah, because Human Centipede, you see him sew somebody's mouth to the ass, right?
Yeah, and it's like two chicks and an Asian guy, and he like trains them to walk like a centipede, and he like feeds them and shit. I mean, truth be told, if you're into Human Centipede, you kind of want to be the guy in the front, because that way you're not really eating shit, but then you have to have your ass cheeks sewed on somebody else's face, which, and you know, to a certain degree, wouldn't be the most comfortable thing.
Yeah, I don't think
but
so.
Yeah, dude, Tusk is... If I saw Tusk in the movie theaters, I would have probably gasped. Make sure I say that correctly. Because it goes far, dog.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm gonna watch it.
it's
I have it. I just haven't watched it yet.
watch it at night. Watch it at midnight, smoking a blunt.
I'm trying to
And
think.
then we're gonna talk about it the next time.
I'm
for
trying to
episode
think
4.
of what other movies were on that list. Martyrs was good. I did watch that.
Oh, a list of movies that are just that
That
horrible.
according to the internet, they were just like, these are movies that most people couldn't sit through.
I Spit on Your Grave has like a 45-minute rape scene in it.
I haven't seen that.
An old one and a new one.
Antichrist by Lars von Trier is supposed to be a good one.
I never watched
I
all
started
of it.
watching it,
I like Lars though.
but my girl was getting spooked out. She was like, "This is weird." I was like, "All right, I'll turn it off."
You ever seen Nymphomaniac by him?
No, I downloaded that one too. I heard that was good.
It's pretty dope. It's not as I mean, it's a lot of sex obviously, but it's actually a pretty dope story. Part 1 and Part 2 is pretty cool. But if you're gonna watch a Lars that's like really, really worth watching, watch Melancholia.
Yeah, no, when I did my little film course, my teacher just kept going on and on about Lars von Trier.
Melancholia was my favorite Lars von Trier movie.
He did another movie, didn't he? Like one that's more known before Melancholia.
He did one called like Dogville, which is where what the fuck is this chick's name? Fucking the chick from Eyes Wide Shut, Nicole Kidman.
Okay.
Goes to a town, and she pretty much has to like whore herself to the town, so the town will keep her there because she's like the daughter of a mob boss who's trying to come to kill her.
Mm-hmm.
But they end up like fucking her in the town and like treating her like a slave and shit. But it's a long ass movie. The movie's like 3 hours long. I never watched the whole thing, but I heard it was good though. I heard it was really good. But Tusk, my nigga, wait till you see that. Oh man. Oh man.
What happened, Kevin Smith? I thought you were gonna stop making movies. You remember he was crying about that for like a month? Like, I'm gonna stop movies because Hollywood doesn't love me.
He got bitched out. Supposedly Kevin Smith's a very soft dude because
No, I can believe that.
Bruce Willis yelled at him. If you get
But
yelled
that's
at
his hero. I get that. Like, if you're a filmmaker and you grew up on Bruce Willis movies,
And you
and Bruce
yell
Willis
at-
is like, fuck you, and he's, you know what I mean, and he, like, you know, he's a comic book guy. Like, it's just like, this might as well have been Superman telling him to fuck off.
I guess.
Here's a podcast where he's talking about, what was the last Batman movie?
The Dark Knight Returns.
It wasn't The Dark Knight Returns, it was just The Dark Knight, right?
No, Dark Knight Rises.
Dark Knight Rises, there you go.
With
He was
Bane.
talking about the end of Dark Knight Rises, he starts crying. And he starts crying for the character, not the character in the film. So he was crying because he was like, when does Batman get a break? No one ever says thank you to Batman. And he literally starts crying in the podcast. You can hear him. And he's laughing at himself because he realizes how funny it is.
Wow.
But if you look up a podcast where Kevin Smith talks about The Dark Knight Rises. I mean, he had a show called Fat Man Does Batman, and he was just talking about all the Batman movies. And so he's talking about The Dark Knight Rises. This thing is like 3 hours long to me because he's like literally discussing scene by scene
Of The Dark
why
Knight
this is
Rises?
good and why this, yeah.
Wow.
And,
it's a long movie. It's like 2.5.
Yeah, and he starts crying. He
literally-
starts crying once he starts talking about Batman giving his life for the city.
What?
And he's just like,
Who
Batman
cries
is
for
such
that?
a great man, and he didn't have to do this, and you know what I mean?
Wow.
So like for him to get that
Emotional
over Batman, not simply because I get it, because it's a character that he grew up with and took like pride in as a child reading a comic book. I could see him doing the same thing with Bruce Willis as an actor. Whereas like Bruce Willis was like my surrogate father in action movies, and Bruce Willis tells me to fuck off.
You the dick, Kevin Smith.
Yeah.
And you know what movie it was?
What?
Cop Out.
Oh yeah, that's right. I did see that. That was not as good as I thought it was.
No, it was pretty horrible. And I guess, wow, I didn't know two things. One, I didn't know Kevin Smith had a podcast. And then two, I
What?
didn't know.
Kevin Smith has like 200 podcasts.
That's crazy. We should get endorsed by him. We gotta keep speaking into existence. Fucking, yeah, man. Kevin Smith's a pretty, I mean, I know he's a sensitive guy. I love Chasing Amy and shit, but yo, Tusk, dog, like, the fact that you edited that movie, dog, like, I don't know. And that was his last movie. He ended on that shit. And it's fucking grim, man. It's grim as shit. Oh, man. I'm trying to think of other movies that are, like, on that list. I mean, me and Shows kind of like those movies. Because we kind of seek out some of them. But we don't seek out gross shit, though. Like some movies are just, you know, like baby fucking. Like the whole movie is just based off grossness. Like the ABCs of Death. You ever seen that? You should check that movie out. It's a skit for every letter in the alphabet, but every letter is horror or some form of horror. So it goes through.
How long is each, like?
Maybe 5 minutes. roughly. It's about an hour and a half, 2-hour movie. It's not longer than an average movie. Are you about to buy a subscription to Baby Fucking with your Visa?
No, I am about to put in a new card to PayPal. I have to pay somebody.
Who are you paying?
Something.
The Illuminati? Are you paying the base god? Does the base god have PayPal?
Maybe.
Huh? Wait, are you donating to the base foundation over here?
Oh wait, did I already do this one?
I hope not. The base god will be mad at you.
Keep joking about the base side, man.
Nothing in your education or experience can have prepared you for this film. Alejandro Jodorowsky's The Holy Mountain. The Holy Mountain is a film completely outside the entire tradition of motion picture art. It is outside the tradition of modern theater. The Holy Mountain is a film outside the tradition of criticism and review.